Okay, good morning, everybody. Everybody in the back, can you hear us? Okay, if not, please move a little bit closer. Thank you for being here this morning. A beautiful winter, crisp morning, and I'm sure you all are thankful that we're indoors and not standing outside. But this is an exciting moment for our city, and we have a great program, quick program today, so we're going to get started. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mayor Ron Washington.
Thank you, Sharma. And you probably noticed I had a knit cap when I walked in, so I look forward to putting the knit cap back since I it's not as blessed with as much hair as our solicitor, Frank. So, good morning and thank you all for being here. Today marks a defining milestone for the city of Covington. Together with Kenton County, the Northern Kentucky Port Authority, and the Catalytic Fund, we are announcing the forthcoming acquisition of the former Duro bag manufacturing site here at the corner of Madison Avenue, 12th Street, MLK. A site that has long stood at the crossroads of Covington's past and future. What we are announcing today is more than a real estate transaction. It's a pivotal step toward unlocking the next stage of redevelopment south of 12th Street, and a unifying milestone for our West Side and East Side neighborhoods. For decades, this property symbolized Covington's industrial strength. At its height, Duro Bag employed hundreds of Covington residents, men and women who walked here, raised families here, called this home, and relied on this family-owned business for their livelihood. This site was not just a place of production, it was a foundation for opportunity and stability for countless Covington families. Later, the property came to represent stalled potential, a massive site with enormous promise, but one that no single entity could unlock alone. Today, through partnership and a shared vision, we are doing exactly that. This acquisition gives Covington something incredibly important: the ability to shape what comes next. I often talk about the progress we've made north of 12th Street, the momentum, the investment, and the energy that has taken hold there. The challenge has always been how to carry that momentum over 12th Street and MLK and into the core of our city. This moment gives us that opportunity. It allows us to extend progress southward and begin concentrating investment where it can have the greatest citywide impact. Instead of reacting to development, we can lead it. Instead of allowing a chance to dictate outcomes, we can pursue visions that reflects our community's priorities and our long-term economic health. A vision that strengthens neighborhoods, supports existing residents, creates jobs, and benefits the entire city. Redevelopment south of 12th Street is essential of Covington's future. When we invest here, we are investing in people who have long deserved to share fully in the city's progress. And just as importantly, we are committing to doing it the right way. This effort is about thoughtful development that represents Covington's history and reflects its character. Today is not the end of that process. It is truly the beginning. Today's announcement is only possible because of partnership. Kenton County, the Northern Kentucky Port Authority, the Catalytic Fund, each bring unique tools, expertise, and leadership to this effort. I want to thank them for their commitment to our city. I also want to recognize the Covington Board of Commissioners, Shannon Smith, Tim Downing, James Tebby, and Tim Ackery. I want to thank them for being part of this momentum. Before I turn things over to our next speaker, I want to recognize someone whose role in this moment is especially significant. The former Duro bag site has been owned by Charlie Shore, whose family history and professional legacy are deeply intertwined with the city of Covington. Under Charlie's leadership, Duro Bag grew into the world's largest paper bag manufacturing company, producing custom bags for Tiffany and Hallmark, among many others. Beyond his business accomplishments, Charlie Life reflects remarkable resilience and purpose. In 2002, he established the Charles L. Shore Foundation for Epilepsy Research. Charlie's willingness to work collaboratively with our partners helped make this possible today. With that, it is my pleasure to introduce Charlie Shore.
When coming here today, it's very easy to say this is the long and the short of it. And with that in mind, I do want to talk about, I put together a speech, but in driving here, it was very, very sanctimonious. I just really had a heart. Every summer I would be here. So I just can't thank everybody enough. And I just want to say that I would never have imagined how this would have ever happened. And I'm so glad the city of Covington will be taking care of it, because so many people, I remember every summer I would be here working, making bags, and it's something that I'll never forget. And we had so many great people here. And Jeff Cahill, who ran maintenance, I was just joking that we never could get some machines to run at the speed we got them here. And that was because of Covington, Kentucky, and its people. But I really want to thank everybody. And the wish Mayor Washington of what you'll do. Thanks very much.
Now it is our pleasure for me to announce our Judge Executive, Chris Knockelman.
Well, good morning, everybody. And today is an exciting day for Covington, for Kenton County, and for all of Northern Kentucky. And I want to begin by offering my sincere thanks to Charlie. And as I know that sometimes just some microphones don't work real well, but I want to just repeat something that Charlie just pointed out, is working here and realizing that things got done in Covington that he couldn't get accomplished anywhere else. And his empathy and really care of this community has made this thing possible. And just want to acknowledge that again to Charlie. So. Especially thank you, Charlie, for trusting Covington, Kenton County, the Port Authority, and the Catalytic Fund with the future of this historic Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad roundhouse. This is a site filled with meaning, history, and potential, and that trust is not something that we take lightly. Charlie has been clear from the very beginning about his excitement to partner with the city and our regional institutions, and I think that speaks volumes. This project is a powerful example of what can happen when public and private partners come together around a shared vision. It highlights the possibilities that arise when collaboration, creativity, and commitment intersect. And I'll point out something here is that because the Port Authority is a regional project, we have our board chair, J.B. Lynn. I know he's going to be pointed out, but also Judge Gary Moore from Boone County. Just remember, this isn't in Boone County, this is in Kenton. but they care what's happening here. Kenton County is excited to be part of this effort and support it through the Site Development Fund. That fund was secured for the county by our dedicated legislators in Frankfort, led by Senator Chris McDaniel. Their belief in Northern Kentucky and their willingness to invest in our long-term growth have allowed us to step up in moments exactly like this one. Just down the street from where we are today stands the first project of that fund, which was Spark House, demonstrating that the right tools, the right partners, we can take a piece of community's past and redevelop it into and preserve a building. But it's not just about that opportunity, it's about driving innovation, building places where people want to live, work, and play. This project follows that same philosophy, respecting the legacy of what has come before while opening the door to what's next. And once again, we're fortunate to be working alongside our partners who understand both the responsibility and the opportunity that comes with a project like this. Not one of us could have done this alone. Spark House would not have been possible without the leadership, vision, and persistence of Christine Russell and Jean Shore. They're never really going to take credit, by the way, but they're awesome. Their work helped transform an idea into reality that is now making a real impact on our community. We're incredibly excited to once again work with Christine, Jean, and their teams on this project and to build on the success we've already achieved together. But before I close, I want to recognize someone whose leadership is driving the momentum we now see in Covington today, Mayor Ron Washington. Mayor Washington, your steady leadership, your commitment to collaboration, and your dedication to the people of this city are evident in projects like this one. You've been clear that growth must be inclusive, that progress must benefit all residents, and that Covington's future should reflect the strength and diversity of its community. This project is not just about acquiring this historic building. It's about our shared belief in Covington, a belief in partnerships, and the belief that when we work together, we can honor our past, building the future for a more vibrant future for everybody. And that doesn't happen without our boards. The city commissioners that Mayor Washington pointed out, I want to point out Commissioner Beth Sewell, who's a long time Covington resident, county commissioner, and I will holler out the fact that we've now known Ron and Beth and I were on Leadership Northern Kentucky of the best class of 2000. So just point that out. Thank you all for being a part of this, and we look forward to what we will accomplish together.
Thank you so much, Judge and Mayor. My name is Christine Russell. I'm the Vice President of Strategy for BNKY Growth Partnership and the Executive Director of the Northern Kentucky Port Authority. For anyone not familiar with the Northern Kentucky Port Authority, it was established as an economic development organization by Boone, Campbell, and Kenton counties in 1968. BNKY activated the Port Authority in 2022 to contribute to Northern Kentucky's economic development by using our tools to tackle difficult real estate and development challenges. We opened the 1NKY Center and Spark House in 2025 and are excited to kick off 2026 with this incredible project. We're grateful to our partners, the City of Covington, Kenton County, Catalytic Fund. As the judge said, this would not happen without all four of us at the table, and none of us can do this alone. This is the right team to take the legacy that was built by the Shore family and bring the site back to life for generations to come. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Jean Shore. She's the president and CEO of the Catalytic Fund. Jean has more than 35 years of real estate and development experience and has led the Catalytic Fund since its founding in 2028. Their work revitalizing historic commercial and residential properties is seen throughout our river cities. The Catalytic Fund recently celebrated the completion of its 100th project, so huge impact in our region. We're so glad to have Jean and her team working with us on this project.
Thank you, Christine. Good morning. The Catalytic Fund was established actually in 2008, but although we didn't have any capital to invest until 2013. But in 2008, Chuck Shepard, who was our founding board chairman, put me in the car. He drove me around to what he believed were some of the most important redevelopment sites in Northern Kentucky's river cities. At the top of the list was this site. It has significant acreage. Its location is exceptional, made even better with the state's investment in MLK Boulevard, and it has an extraordinary collection of historic structures. It also has a wonderful legacy of the Shores family's commitment to running a business that provided good jobs in Covington. Over the years, Chuck and I had conversations with Mr. Shore and his team so they could keep us in mind if they ever wanted to sell this property. And we really appreciated how kind and welcoming they were to our inquiries and the courtesy that they showed us. So the day is here that we can begin to work on a second life for this extraordinary property and ensure that its redevelopment has as much positive impact on our Northern Kentucky community as it did in the past under the Shore family's stewardship. But the thing that I am most happy about today is this partnership between the City of Covington, Kenton County, and the Port, and the Catalytic Fund that made this possible. None of our entities have a ton of resources on our own, but by working together and combining what we have, we can make some really, really big things happen. The leadership we have today at the city, the county, and the port is truly amazing. And I feel so fortunate to be able to work with these individuals and live in a city where this is happening. I'd like to acknowledge our Catalytic Fund investors. They're shown on the banner, who supported our investment in this acquisition. I can't just do this without their support. Chuck Shepard, whose vision has always guided our activities, especially with respect to this site. I'd also like to acknowledge our Catalytic Fund team, especially Michelle Reed, our General Counsel extraordinaire, who really was the glue that pieced together a mutually beneficial agreement between all of these parties. And Mayor, I want you to know that the Catalytic Fund is committed to investing alongside of you south of MLK Boulevard. We're really excited that that will be the next stage of our work plan. So thank you all for being here. And now I believe Sharmali Reddy, our wonderful Covington City Manager, will wrap us all up.
So this basically concludes our program today. Thank you all for being here. We see you, we appreciate the partnership, and let's get this project going. Just two last things. For the press that has questions for our speakers, they're going to be here. So once we conclude, please feel free to come up and talk to our speakers. For those of you that want to tour or walk around just a little bit, Jeff and Dan Waller are around. Please see them before you walk off. This is a big building, so we want you to be safe. Just gravitate towards them, and they'll get you a tour. Thank you again for being here.
One thing I do want to say is remember all this money will be going to charity. And one thing that we're doing is just up at Holmes High School. We're now building a technical school there. And we're also building a technical school in Ludlow, Kentucky. That should be done when, Jerry, in a couple months. Starting this year. So, and from that, we're going to be building technical schools. We already planned another one, possibly in Cincinnati and possibly, I guess, in Hebron, Kentucky. And I want you to know, as someone who has seen and been a part of so many people's lives, that a big thing that my foundation's doing is what can we do to reindustrialize America. And myself being such a part of, unfortunately, seeing how the rest of the world wanted our jobs. And hopefully we're going to train people so that we will have those. Thanks very much.
That was the best comment all morning.
Yeah.
That's awesome.